What would a win over Oklahoma mean for the Texas Longhorns? Well, if you remember this game a season ago, Texas had OU on the ropes, and it looked for the majority of the game, at least the first half of the game, that Texas was going to finally throw that knockout punch, beat the Sooners, and sort of arrive is what it felt like. Obviously, that wasn't the case. One thing led to another. The wheels got wobbly, eventually felt like they fell off. Towards the end of the year, Texas misses a bowl game. Again, going back to this game a season ago, if Caleb Williams doesn't enter the game, maybe that script reads a little bit differently. So, fast forward to present day, 2022. This game is coming up this Saturday. Texas feels like they're on a revenge tour of sorts, and this is one of the first stops for them. They feel like if they can win this game, it would, in a lot of ways, be a signature win for Steve Sarkisian. In a lot of ways, it would be sort of the amending of what happened a season ago. This is the Hard Count. I'm JD Piquel. If you haven't yet subscribed to the channel, we would love to have you on board. We are going to break down this game in total, give you our preview, give you our prediction for the Red River rivalry tonight on this channel. Subscribe, make sure you don't miss it. Going back to what I was saying, though, this would be a signature win for Steve Sarkisian at the University of Texas. Create a lot of belief in that locker room for sure. Because, again, going back to everything that happened last year, there was the Bo Davis rant that got on the bus, got a lot of guys out via the portal, got a lot of guys in via the portal, one of them being your quarterback, Quinn Ewers, who you expect to have in this game per Pete Thamel. It would create a lot of belief. Because I think as a whole for Texas, and we've talked about it before, there's been a lot of talking about how the culture is changing. It's a different program. There's a new focus, a new mindset. You can say all of that, but until you prove it on the field, in a situation where, quite frankly, a lot of people in this day and age are expecting you to beat Oklahoma, until you prove it on the field, it's just talking. And so a win like this would create that belief in-house. But in addition to that, it would create belief in recruiting. You would finally start to see some more ROI in the things that you have sold to these recruits that have committed. Because Steve Sarkisian, credit to him and his staff, I mean, they've recruited with a 5-7 record on their mantle and gotten a lot of really great recruits. Jonte Cook, Arch Manning. They've done well recruiting. If you're able to get a big win over your rival and sort of look like how I think a lot of people are expecting you to look, that would do wonders and I think be even more appealing for guys during their high school season and are maybe still looking to commit the University of Texas at Austin. So that would be a very big deal. I also think it would create some more support for Steve Sarkisian. Now, I don't want to frame this in any way, shape, or form like Steve Sarkisian was ever on the hot seat or like people were unhappy with him. Nobody was happy with a 5-7 season, but let's not get it twisted. They're harsh at Texas, but they're not so harsh as to say, hey, 1 year, 5-7, you're out of there. That's not the case. But a win over your rival in your second year with the quarterback that you went out and got, that would do a lot for his approval rating. I don't think that's a novel concept, but it is a very big deal. Rivalry games, for those of you that don't follow college football like most of us, this is a big deal. It's a very big deal to beat your rival. And for a lot of programs, that's the one that you circle, underline, star, check mark, whatever. That's the game where you say, hey, if you win that game, if we had to pick one game to win, that's the one to get, right? So obviously approval rating would be something that goes through the roof. On top of all this, to kind of put a bow on it, like we said, the culture, the vision, all of this would kind of be, a win in this game would kind of be the first inkling of an ROI. All the things that you've talked about, all the things you've, I don't want to say promised, but spoke to what needs to happen at Texas, this would be the tip of the iceberg, you would think, or the first step to getting to that point. I mentioned it a little bit earlier in this video. Let's just call a spade a spade. People expect Texas to beat Oklahoma. Now, will they? We're going to preview and give you our prediction again tonight, but people expect Texas to win this game to some degree. Oklahoma's kind of limping into this game, which is maybe even being kind after the performance they had against TCU and Kansas State back-to-back weeks. This is the game, if you're Texas, where you should be able to straighten your back a little bit, puff your chest out, flex your muscles, and be able to say, no, we are in a better position. We hope that Dylan Gabriel is okay, but we probably have the better quarterback in this game. We have more momentum. We have a second-year head coach. You have a first-year head coach. All these things are coming together for Texas to have a really great showing in this game. To be able to win this game would just allow Texas to take that next step forward as a program and get the Oklahoma burden off of their back and allow them to start to have something to build on. And again, the belief, the vision, the culture, all of that would start to look a lot more appealing from the outside looking in because of the health of this program if they can beat Oklahoma. So it's a huge game. It's a rivalry game. Anything can happen. All bets are off because everybody's bringing their best on Rivalry Saturday. It's not Rivalry Saturday around the country, but for Oklahoma and Texas, you better believe in that Cotton Bowl. When that ball kicks off, it is Rivalry Saturday within those walls. So again, we'll preview tonight, but for Texas, there is no possible way to overstate how big of an impact a win against Oklahoma would have on your program. So we will see y'all tonight. Appreciate you tuning in. Again, subscribe to the channel. We want you along for the ride. We don't want you to miss a minute of it. So until then, until tonight, we're going to keep the party rolling, and we will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.